Hello guys, so welcome to KO tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have started with the modeling of this particular game asset. That's the props over here. So let's again open the reference over here. So now we'll be continuing it. So we'll create some other assets over here. Now let's go into this line. Let's take a line and let's create a shape with that line. So I'll just drag it down. Let's go into this. So I'll slightly push it, go into the modifier, go into rendering, and let's enable in viewport, and let's make it as rectangular, slightly reduce its length, reduce its width, so I can slightly adjust it accordingly. So you can just adjust the width, and I'll just press shift, copy this and make number of copies over here. So let's select the last and increase its length and width over here. Select this, we'll do the same, increase its length and width slightly. So now I'll again take a line and let's create a line, drag it in this way. So let's move it on top of this, increase or decrease its length and width slightly, go into the side view and adjust it, and let's again copy it. So I can just copy it, drag it down, again I can drag it down, so we can make multiple copies. Alright, now I'll select the whole thing and I can just push it at one side and I'll group it. So let's just group this and press shift and again make multiple copies of it. So now let's create some other asset over here. So before that, if you need, you can take more copies over here. So I'll just slightly resize this. We can just rescale it and I can just put it on the ground. Let's create the signal over here. So for that, I'll again go into this. Let's take a box over here and convert to editable poly. Select the face, let's scale it. I'll slightly scale this. Let's take a cylinder and I'll create a cylinder on top of it. So let's create a cylinder, drag it up and slightly I'll reduce its radius, slightly increase its height and reduce its sides over here as required. Alright, so slightly I can increase its height. So let's convert to editable poly again. Now let's take a line I'll go into this side view and I'll just create one shape. So let's take a line and let's create a shape for the support of this signal. So make it as rectangular, slightly select the vertices, push it out, and we'll set it on top of the cylinder correctly. Now let's create a box. So before that, we'll take a box, so I'll slightly resize the box and I'll just push it up. So we'll drag it inside, adjust it. So scale it from the top. Now, once it is done, I'll select the vertices, slightly just push it up. Push this a bit up and slightly push it inside and drag it a bit in y-axis. Alright, so I'll select this and let's extrude it. So I'll just press shift and extrude it, select this polygons and let's extrude it by local normal and slightly I'll reduce it slightly. Okay, we can reduce a bit more. Okay, so let's click OK. So once it is done, so let's go into this. I can take a arc over here. So let's go into this front view. So let's draw a arc. So drag it, draw a arc. Alright. So once it is done, now, so I'll slightly go into the modifier and reduce the parameters. So I can check with the threshold or will go down into interpolation and you can reduce the steps if needed slightly, reduce its length and width. We can just work with that. Convert to editable poly. So let's go to the top view. I'll select the vertices, select it and slightly will adjust it. Alright, we can push it out. Alright, select the vertices, drag it out. So we can just select this, select the vertices, select it and slightly. Okay, we can just adjust it accordingly and we can make the shape over here. Alright. Alright. So as you can see over here, we have created this shape over here. Alright. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. So if you want, you can just slightly scale it and you can make a copy of it. Alright, so thanks for watching this tutorial.